Okay, sir. I want to know why it is very important. Say, even if you need to choose any other instrument, you must make piano your major.
Okay, it means. Oh man, are you sure you're not a student? You see, in the department of music, they call the piano the terror, terror of the department. You see, it's important for you to have the knowledge of the piano because the knowledge of the piano embodies every other thing. Once you can have some level of knowledge as far as the piano is concerned, you can always navigate your way around, around music. Let's assume you're a choir master in your church, and then let's assume you're a choir master in your church. You're in charge of the choir. I'm talking about contemporary choir now. I'm not classical. I'm talking about classical. And then you don't know the keys. Oh no, the day that your pianist is not around, or the pianist decides to play a fast one and it's not available, and then you cannot teach the choir. Or how do you give the keys to your choir? How do you say, okay, we're singing on the key of G major. How do you identify the key of G major on the piano? You're not a pianist, but you should be able at least to identify the keys, to have some fair knowledge of the keyboard. And it also has a way of helping you in your instruments, because every other instrument, it's somehow connected to what you have on the piano. So if you have some level of knowledge of the piano, there's a way it affects and influences you in other areas. So that is why piano is made compulsory.
Okay, but that piano cannot be minor, as in, if you do piano as minor.
You can, of course. We don't all have to be piano majors.
Okay.
Piano majors are for people who are core pianists, as in that is your area. Then you have to do some other instrument as a minor. But if you don't do piano as a major, it means you have to do it as a minor. Heads or tail, you must have something to do with the piano.
Okay. So as it stands like this, our music, I mean the African traditional music, how it be now? What will be the way to encourage? Because some people, they look these people like local people. Say then they waste their time. They tell them to do better songs, and they go to some kind of songs where olden days people they do. So sir, as school be, what will be the means where they take, they encourage our own music, where people they call local music?
Yeah, beautiful. The question why they ask people where they talk say local music are for old people and all that. The question I ask them is this: the music you are doing, the Oyibo music where you they do, if nobody for this world they do Oyibo music, who for sabi Oyibo music? Why do you leave your own thing and abandon it and kick it away and call it nonsense? And
then using a wood, firewood, and they use nap now.
So we have a way of encouraging students. You cannot get through the university as a musician. That is why it's balanced. As somebody who's studying music, without getting through African music, both in theory and in practice.
If
you notice, our young children of nowadays don't know anything about traditional music. Some of them, you show them some of those instruments, they don't even know how the instruments are called. They don't even know what the instruments are. Okay, even you say, if I show you see, if I carry one instrument like this, maybe wood block, and ask you what is it called in your language, you won't know. But these are our instruments. If we abandon them, who is going to take them for us? Who is going to promote them for us?
So those instruments, if you put them for staff, if they want to get away,
they all have a way of writing them. There's notation for all those things. That is why we say that reading, getting to know staff notation is important, because it is the foundation, it is the basis. So if you cannot read what you're given in school, you will be found wanting in all those things. So yes, people who play traditionally African music normally is not formal like Western. You don't have to to have a particular setting. It must be like this, it must be like that. It is our music, you know. It is functional. It is something. It is, you know, if African music begins now, you don't need permission to take part. You can, even until you start, you don't know.
You don't know, yeah.
So in African music per se, we don't have spectators. All of us are part of the music, because that is why if you go to perform in the village square, for instance, immediately you start the performance. After a while, you don't know who is the actual performer and who is your, because everybody is involved.
Yeah.
So it is very important that we know our music, and that is what is done there. We have a course that is made specifically for that, for African music.
But it's not compulsory.
It's compulsory.
Okay, sir. Since you say it's compulsory, I want to know, based on some people who dig deep into religion, they see some kind traditional African music we get to do with masquerade face. And then these people, their religion no permit them, may they fit wear that kind of thing. I don't know whether that kind of kids on day for school. How they fit take handle that kind of person, since this thing be compulsory, say you must depart, you know, based on masquerade face, where they wear, how they fit take do am.
First of all, you must know and you must agree that you are an African before we start talking about religion. And then, if your religion is such that it doesn't allow you to fulfill, because it is a requirement to fulfill the requirements for a training that will help you to get your degree, then that means you're not actually ready for the degree. Yes, so in that respect, religion doesn't come in. It is a course and a requirement for everybody who wishes to pass through the program.
So
if if because of your faith you say you can't carry the masquerade or whatever, it also depends on how people understand masquerade.
Okay,
what we call spirit manifest.
Okay.
You guys call it masquerade.
Okay. Yeah.
So it is believed, the masquerade is actually believed to be our spirits, you know, who are coming, manifesting physically, you know, to blend with us, maybe in occasions and stuff like that. And then afterwards they go away. But it is the African belief is that our spirits are with us, our ancestors are with us. So that mask you see is simply that's how we call it, a spirit manifest. It's like the spirit is coming. Now, if because of your church, which is by the way, some other person's, you know, belief system, which was brought and introduced to us. So you now feel that yours is meaningless, you can throw it away and embrace some other person. So, well, you can do that in the church. But if it is through school, because we are offering a whole, as far as music is concerned, a whole, you need to get it like that. But so that is part of it.
But you know, reach where person would carry face, you know, wear clothes now. You know, some masquerade.
No. It is it is, at least we allow the performance within the circumference of decency.
Okay, so, yeah, it makes sense like that. So, what will be the plan?
And then the wearing the mask is not compulsory.
Okay.
At all. It is not. It is just you need to wear the costume like every other person, because you can't stand out. We've had reverend sisters, we've had reverend fathers, we've had pastors, you know, as students in the department, and they take part in the performances.
Wow.